Greetings, rise and shine, brethren. We are the World Global Reset Restoration Network family, comprised of 198 sovereign nations with over 7 billion sovereign principles, being of one mind, one heart, and one spirit, walking together under the divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I come to you as a voice in the wilderness to introduce to you a man. No, not just any man, but a man sent by Yah Allah to redeem mankind. Dr. Henderson, the Adak Chief Justice of the Universal World Court, and who's also known as Yahoshua Mashiach, the Son of Man. The information that you will be receiving in this and other videos you won't get from anywhere else on the planet. Hear the many truths and fulfillment of the laws, judgments, and sentencings from our Creator, Father Yah, as well as the fulfillment of the true interpretation of the Holy Scriptures and books. Now, without further ado, Dr. Henderson, with his beloved host, Shelley Bowling.
But now, the nations, they're raging. They're raging for war. They're raging for disrespect for Yah Allah and his Son, in whom he hath sent in the last days, that whosoever would believe in him will not perish but have everlasting life. And yes, he is the Son of Man. And even though now there are still those that classify themselves to be Christians who have no clue who the Son of Man is. But they themselves have realized that to live into the book in which they have carried around now for some would-be millennium or millennium, carrying a book speaking even about the names of those in whom they deem to be Christians, still realize that in the book, if the book be a true book, then half of them perhaps may and can still be classified as schizophrenics, or even bipolar. Based upon the fact that the book has given them so many sons of men, and they have been able to accept them, but now they cannot receive or accept the one which has come during these times. For one, they deem Belshazzar, they deem Daniel, the one that they call Belshazzar. They deem him to be the Son of Man. And even though now there's books that has been written about Daniel, and even the book of Daniel, which lies between the sheets, and which they deem to be the dead of the living, known as the Holy Bible. Daniel was classified in there as being nothing more than the Son of Man. And so, during his time, he also was rejected, where he too would have been accused of being that one in whom all believe to be the Son of God, the Son of Man, which we know that yes, they have to be the same. But they don't have to walk on water. They don't have to raise the dead. They don't have to make the blind see again. What they have to do is make them be able to understand that they have come in the name of the one who does all of those things. And there is no other. But even during the time of Ezekiel would have been also classified as the Son of Man. But during his time, he came to bring nothing more than a message of truth, a message of hope, a message of what would have been classified true hope, based upon motivation and not deferred hope, which maketh the man heartsick. One would have classified Jeremiah as being the Son of Man. Yes, and there were many more whom they would have classified to be the Son of Man, but also they gave the name of Jesus to one in whom the Christians still to this day classify him not only as being the Son of Man, but also they deem him to be the Son of God. But who can be the Son of Man unless he be the Son of God? For there is but one, there is no other. I understand. For those of you who now may find yourself being nothing more than what would be classified in the country would-be neighborhood of what they deem to be those in whom are the ghettoians, you would classify them to be nothing more than haters, because you would desire yourself to be the Son of Man rather than to hear the Son of Man. Rather than to accept that he has come and he is on the planet in the flesh, you would desire to be him who is in the flesh. Blessed are those that are godly. For the ungodly are not so, but they are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor the sinners in the congregation of the righteous. And they are the doomed ones. For they still want to develop a system whereby they will be able to trick the people, as if though they were the ones who have been sent to bring the message in the last days for the new beginning. But they themselves cannot recognize the new beginning, so they don't want to let go of their days of old. Stay with me, United Nations. We do understand that men like Adolf Hitler were the days of old. We do understand the days of the old would have been men like Saddam Hussein. We do know the days of old would have been days like Idi Amin. We do know the days of old would have been men like Abraham Lincoln. We do know that men of old would have been like those men that would have been classified as the leaders of the past, in whom we so now still seem to hold on to their names more precious than we do the name of Yahoshua, God of the universe. Yes, I know. The nation I live in, they have a huge list of names in whom they hold on to more precious than they do the name of Yahoshua, God of the universe. Just to name a few. They still hold on to names like John F. Kennedy. They still hold on to names like Martin Luther King. They still hold on to names like Malcolm X. They still hold on to names even like Barack Obama, who is still on the planet. They still hold on to these names more precious than they hold on to the name of Yahuwah. And I say that is a doomed nation. I say that is a doomed world, to hold on to these type names rather than to hold on to the name of Yahuwah, God of the universe, the only God of the universe. But who can deliver you other than the God of the universe himself? And if we ain't one still deemed his hero to be one who can deliver him, then I can call upon him again. One may differ based upon the fact of trying to classify themselves as holy men or holy women. They must realize that there's only one anointed. There is not two. Neither will there ever come where there will be two or more, only one anointed. And that anointed one will be coming in the name of Yahushua to bring the truth to all mankind, not just one group, or not just one nationality, or not just one color, or not just one people that are focused on being those that will be classified as elite or the chosen ones. But he will be bringing the message to all mankind. And that we can assure ourselves is taking place as we so now find ourselves listening to. Whereas one may write in some songs saying that the world is a ghetto, we realize that the world is only a ghetto because the people have become ghettoians. These ghettoians now have taken a world in which once was made nothing more than a paradise and turned it into nothing more than a ghetto, and thereby the ghettoians are now those who can be classified as the weak, as those that are classified to be ill-minded of the things in which now we must do to protect one another rather than to destroy one another. As we have once and often said, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor does he stand in the path of sinners, nor does he sit in the seat of the scornful. But in his delight it is in the law of Yahushua. United Nations, I come again. Yes, I know. Again, I say there will be those that will disagree. Now, those that just because of their jealousy, they envy all of the things in which they bring before the table of gluttony. All of those that bring forth nothing more than what they have classified even themselves to be the would-be seven deadly cardinal sins. They come forth to disagree with me and to deny me, and at the same time, they will try to embellish everything that I said into one simple phrase. He does not know what he's talking about. But however, they themselves will have to come to a point where every knee will bow and every tongue must confess, and he is who he say he is, based upon the facts of the work of his hands, and what will be shown and given to them by the Almighty God of the universe, and whom they themselves even have to content with just that they might be able to breathe every day. So as I bring that particular statement, let me say why I'm doing so. United Nations, as it remains, and as I see here in my would-be world of understanding, let me once again, let me bring you a question whereby I am still waiting for your answer. I ask the question again. Why? Why do the nations rage and the people plot a vain thing? For the kings of the earth, they set themselves, and the rulers, they take counsel together against you, my Father, Yahushua, and against his anointed one, and yes, I will say for you so you can get your clarity that I am the anointed one. There is no other.
And on CNN this morning, they had some information about the Shroud of Turin and how they were saying, like, the blood on it. People, they say it's the blood of Jesus, or the one they call Jesus. But they were trying to correct that for you, for that is not accurate. Yeah. Well, and what they were saying is that the fabric on the outside corners are only 1,000 years old, and they're unable to test the inner fabric. And so I just wanted to say that because
this is what it is. They are saying that because they have already tested the blood. They have already tested this blood. But you need to understand, we don't give a damn about a shroud. They have the original spear and the original nails. They have them. Yeah. They're in China, okay? They have already tested that blood that was on those spears and those nails. That blood tested 99.9% that it was the same blood as Dr. Henderson. he was either that person or he has to be from that family. That is what has taken place. So we can squash all that word about what CNN said about the blood and all of that, because all that's been done. They have also sent it back to the computer. The computer that's known as the higginbots, and I keep telling everybody about the God particle. I spoke of it earlier.
Yes.
And it's already told them who that individual is by name. He is the HILH that lines up with the YHWH. They already know that. They're not asking the question. What they're trying to do now is prolong this something that's inevitable. It already doesn't happen.
Well, they confuse the people more, and that's why I was bringing it out, because they just want to confuse the people, and so now they have to tell. I've heard many times that they've said things about the Shroud of Turin. This is the first time, and on CNN, they said, well, that corner is only, it's proven it's only about 1,000 years old, and
no, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, they're trying to confuse the people and racial divide again.
But they can't, because here's why they cannot. You keep saying that we have to love on each other.
Yes.
What you need to do, and you'll be coming this way very soon for what I understand, you need to read the law that's coming from the world court. From the omnibus law, I need you to read my laws what I wrote. I'm not asking anybody to love one another. What I'm saying is, if you're not loving one another, you will be destroyed. You will be put in the fire pit. I don't have to get you to do nothing. You either going to accept or you're going to reject. It's either going to be the truth or it's going to be lies. You're not going to be able to pretend. I already know your heart. I know your very intent why you want to ask and say the questions that you ask. I already know. That's what they're trying to figure out, is how do I know? I keep telling them each one of you are already in the computer. The computer that I'm talking about, you're in my Father's head. As long as you're in my Father's head and in his heart, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. I already know if you believe in my Father and if you don't. I don't need you to tell me that. Your actions are greater. But I already know where your heart is at. I cannot see your heart, but I can definitely hear it. The young brother, I kept him in the queue and then we'll let him go. And I hear him talking about going through a situation where he was kicked out of the church. And I also hear him talking about after being kicked out of the church and having to deal with what he called the psych ward, or the psych hospital, psychiatric hospital. And I need him to understand and understand this. And I want you to hear this right now. Right now, for those that are walking around, and this is for everyone, not just for you, but I want you to hear this. Those that are walking around calling themselves Christians, I need them to do themselves a favor tonight. Very, very quickly, they need to find out what is a Christian. What does it mean to the world? Where does it come from? What is the origin of a Christian? And then I need them to realize that once they find that out, they perhaps may never ever again use that term Christian again. Not only that, right now, if I should tell you when I say know your customer, you need to realize that they have a list now that is very, very, it's an important list to your Congress. It's a very important list right now to some of the many nations that have signed on to that declaration. That declaration that I'm talking about is known as a terrorist watch. It's a group that watches out for terrorists. They do not want to be linked to terrorism. We do not want to be linked to terrorism. We do not want to be in contact with terrorism. We do not want to be a part of terrorism. We don't want to even be related to the terrorists. Now, the reason I'm saying this in this manner and to you, my brother, because you must understand that if you look at the list of terrorists, that they have already numbered them. They have already counted all of them. They already know who all the terrorists are. And if you check that list, you will find the name of Christians on there. Christians is on the terrorist watch list. They sure are. It even goes on to explain to them that this group of people are a group of people that is in opposition to another group known as Islam. It's on there. It's on the list. As you read it, you will read this in information that's down there about them. They said that they're oppositionals of Islam, the Christians. And they are known as one of those groups that's an interest for terrorism. In other words, what I'm saying to you, my cry to the church right now, my cry to those ministers right now, when I'm saying bring ye all the tithes back into the storehouse, I'm just not talking from a standpoint of a monetary status. That is not the only thing I'm telling them right now. What I am telling them that anything that is not of that scripture, it is not in the book, they must find themselves getting away from it. If they read the book of Titus, I've said this many times before in my calls that we've had in the past. The archive should have it by now. I have asked them to read the book of Titus. The book of Titus actually explains to them exactly what the world and at large thinks about the Christians. It also explains to them what the Christians. And believe it or not, in the book of Titus, they have them as Cretans. Cretans. Cretans come from a place, if you read the 5th verse of that book of Titus, 1st chapter, they come from a place called Crete, Crete. And it explains to them exactly who these people are and what they will do. It even goes to the extent of telling them that these people were known as liars. They were always liars. They were known as evil beasts. They were known as lazy gluttons. For the matter of fact, it goes on, if they do they major research, and they will find out and tell them that these were the people that were also known to all of the other believers as slow bellies. Slow bellies means that they were always hungry. And believe it or not, it does give all types of understanding and reading in the Bible about them. They were known as the people that only followed the man that they call Yeshua, or Jesus the Christ. They only followed him because they were hungry. Hungry for real food. Not for the word of God, not for some words they believe was the true word. They wasn't even looking for a bad word. They were hungry, period. We're talking physically hungry for food. And they followed the man that they call Yahoshua Mashiach. They only followed him because they knew that after every time he spoke, even though some of them saw him as an eloquent speaker, many of them saw him as a meal ticket. And they knew that after he would speak that he was going to set down at least 5,000 or 4,000 and he was going to feed them. He was going to make sure that they ate. He was going to make sure that they did not leave their home. So they would follow him just for that reason and that reason alone. And they even got together as a group and they coined phrases such as they were going to go and get the bread of life that night. That bread of life now, that's what we call the Holy Bible, the bread of life. We call it that based upon their inadequacy to become believers. But more so, they were feeding and serving their own bellies. So when you start doing your research and you find out exactly who is who and what is what and what does it mean, you will find yourself even becoming more so to the average world as a psycho rather than a psychic. Because they have realized that you're no longer buying the lies in which they're walking around advertising on. And you will then become more of a person of the truth. And you will stop following after all of these old fables in which got our fathers in trouble. You will find yourself no longer following the customs in which got our fathers in trouble. You will find yourself being able to walk by the truth rather than travel long distance with a lie. The reason I'm saying that tonight so everyone can catch where we're going and where we're headed and where we're at right now. We are in a major right now move, a move of righteousness that is going across the waves of this universe. And as I began to talk to all of the foreign nations like I was doing this week, I realized that a lot of them now are at the point where they're making things happen in record numbers. And they're wondering what is wrong with America. They're wondering why is America still caught up on self-preservation or self-gratitude or self-congratulations, they would say, congratulating themselves. And I tell them I understand that. I know why the majority of the Americans are now doing that, but I would tell us to stop it. Because we have deemed ourselves the most intelligent beings on the planet until we look at our foreign brothers and sisters as though they don't understand what's going on, and that's far from the truth. We have gotten to a point, and I heard you speaking of the church, that we think these churches that we go to here in America are the ones that hold the truth, or they the ones that hold, if we might call it that, God in them. They don't. The majority of them, and I'm not afraid to say that, let me repeat that, the majority of them have no clue who God is. And it's obvious, it's evident, because they have yet to call him by his true name, by his right name. You might go by any given night and find kingdom halls open. And the kingdom halls, you will hear them saying his real name. But most of them are using a tetragrammaton just to pronounce it. You might, from time to time, walk into a church where maybe the minister has stood up and he begins to read from Psalm 68, and he'll get to the verse 4, and you might hear him read it from there. But other than that, he would start rehearsing as if though he was in a Roman Catholic church, and they were again trying to wash away the name of God. And he would then start bouncing around and asking everybody, what's his name? And you will hear everyone in unison holler the name Jesus. You will hear him continuously to ask them this question over and over until pretty much the whole church is in agreement that they all are saying this name Jesus, which they still believe to this day in English that it means Jesus. You will find that from time to time this is the greatest movement in the church. Most people, they shout just from the name of Jesus. You don't have to tell them, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. All you got to do is just say Jesus. You don't have to tell them that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof and all that is within it. All you got to do is just say Jesus. You don't have to tell them that come and let us reason together, says the Lord of hosts. All you got to do is just say Jesus. And any time that someone gets up and starts running through the church, you don't have to listen to the long prayer. You don't have to listen to the long sermon. All you got to do is wait a minute and someone will say Jesus and the church will shout as if no glory had come down to them. Knowing that that name again is nothing more than Jesus. This is the things that my Father right now is beginning to destroy from off this planet. Yes? And even though they keep now resorting you back and asking you to read the chapter 6 of the book of Matthew. And then when they get to the place where it tells them that they must start then learning how to say the prayers, they don't say the name Jesus because it's not there. They don't even say the name Jehovah because it is not there. No, they start out by saying, and when he taught the disciples, he taught them to say, Abba, Father, which art in heaven. It's mighty strange that they use the no other time in the church will they use that name unless they're saying the name Jesus first. And that is an abomination to my Father. That is a cruel gesture to my Father. That is disrespectful to my Father. And everybody is still wondering why they're still sitting waiting for their blessing. And only can they see those who are using Jesus for their concern receiving the blessing. Let me tell them a secret. The person that is teaching them and advertising to them and exercising the right to have this what we call drawn out program every morning and the rehearsal of calling his name Jesus over and over again. When they go home just before they lie down on their pillow, they pray just like their brother prayed, Solomon and David. They pray like David and Solomon did. And they find themselves saying, sing unto him who rides upon the clouds by his name Yah. That's what they do. That's how they're receiving their blessing. You never received yours because you haven't learned yet to stop using the improper name for the Father. This is what's taking place. So I would say to you, don't worry about getting kicked out of the church. Because from what I understand, if I heard the last Baptist minister correctly, the church is not the building, but the church is in you. So until he kicks you out of you, don't worry about being dismissed from somebody's building. Do what you're doing. You will be just fine, my brother. That is my advice to you.